Hi, this is Marcus Pulis, and this is Voluntary Visions. This week I'm going to get a little bit into current events and the stupidity that is those current events. And as a cover for this particular video, and the title will be Welcome to the Idiocracy, I have two glorious people, one of which is obviously Donald Trump, who is our current president, and the other one is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It's hard for me to pronounce that. I'm not good at that. But beyond anything else, that's who's on the cover, and that's who's in the news right now. Equally stupid, both of them. So I want to kind of share my opinions about how this is stupid and why things like the Green New Deal, which is coming out right now, is just playing on that idiocracy. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about when I say idiocracy, there was a movie that came out several years ago that talked about the kind of portrayed what's going on in our current world. Basically saying that stupidity instead of intelligence is kind of dominating who is reproducing, kind of refuting in a way Darwin, and our society is kind of set up to do that. So and it shows in a comedic way how that would play out. And if you go back and watch it today, it's actually kind of funny. But because so many things are applicable to what is in our constant conversation right now. I want to start with the fact that this isn't something that's exceptionally new. It's not just Miss Cortez, and it's not just Donald Trump, who are stupid and are being elected by an obviously uneducated masses within the United States. It's obvious that we're being duped into voting or selecting, or however you want to put it, these idiots into power. But one of the first people that came to mind when I was thinking about this was actually Rick Perry from the 2012 presidential election. I was a supporter of Ron Paul and did everything I could, but I watched all the debates. And in one of the debates, Governor Perry, because it doesn't have a foundation in real ethics, he just makes it up as he goes, and he says what he thinks people want him to say, as opposed to speaking off the cuff and being able to just, this is what I believe. He's got to be scripted, and he believes whatever's currently popular. And what was currently popular at the time was eliminating some of the different pieces of our bureaucracy. So he had three different things he wanted to eliminate and could not remember one of them live on stage during a debate. It was very amusing watching him look to Ron Paul, and Ron Paul's like, I can eliminate 5. You're talking 3, how about 5? And he was like, I can help you out there, buddy. And everybody's around him trying to help him, and it just proved. And his answer at the end was literally, oops. When they didn't have any kind of explanation to why he was making that. And it pretty much destroyed his chances in that particular election. Now, it might have been that it was planned and they were going to throw him down the tubes anyway, or whatever it was. I don't know. But it's definitely a good example of a Republican being stupid. And still being elected. He was elected multiple terms in Texas, and, you know, I have lots of friends in Texas who are not stupid, but there are an obvious large amount of people in Texas who are stupid. I would also say that there must be a bunch of people really stupid in this country because they elected Donald Trump as president, and the other main choice they had was Hillary Clinton. Stupid, 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 stupid. So, I mean, come on. Hillary is accused of killing more people, even if she didn't do it, even if the people that she's accused of being involved in their death, she didn't do, she should have figured out how not to have people dying around her by now. So, so again, why would anyone think she's a good representation for them and their opinions? I think that is just asinine. And but that being said, she's not alone in her party either. Several years ago, there was a representative who it was Representative Johnson from from Georgia, who seriously asked in front of Congress in a hearing in concern that we might have too many soldiers going out to Guam because he was afraid they were going to get on one side and it was going to flip over and everybody's going to drown because he's an idiot and not just misinformed. You know, the thing is, I sometimes make mistakes. I sometimes am ill-informed about something, and I will own up to every bit of that. But I'm not dumb enough to believe that you can flip over an island. I'm not dumb enough to vote for Hillary Clinton, and I am certainly not dumb enough to vote for most of those shills. You know, you might say I'm dumb enough to vote, and there's probably some truth to that because, again, I don't know exactly how effective voting is, but I can at least, voice my opinion. Which, just to be clear, my opinion going forward for 2020 is going to be none of the above, which is Adam Kokesh, which is part of his plan because he wants to dissolve the federal government. So all of that aside, there's also people like, I don't understand how someone like Nancy Pelosi is the Speaker of the House and has been the Speaker of the House multiple times. And because she is just stupid, just really dumb. She is an idiot. It's obvious just by watching any little clip. And by the way, there will be going to be lots of sources down below. So go on and look them up. Figure them out on your own. I've got that video out for flipping of Representative Johnson talking about flipping over Guam. I've got video of Rick Perry saying, I just don't get it. You understand? I work in my daily life outside of what I'm doing here and my political activism and what have you. I work with special needs kids. That's what I do for a living. And these kids are way smarter than any of these people in Washington, D.C. So it just blows my mind that people elect or think that these people represent them. And right now, these two people that I want to talk about, Cortez and Donald Trump, and I'll get to Cortez first, and we'll finish up with the president, really are just, perfect examples of what's wrong in the direction that we're going. And you could say all that you want that this is statism. I don't think it is statism. I think that, you can make the argument that the people that Madison, for instance, who crafted the Constitution, was an idiot because he was just a statist, and it's going to fail, and it's going to have all these bad things, and it's not going to hold back tyranny, and all that's true. But you can read Madison, and he is a bright guy. He's really smart. I may have disagreed with him on this or that point, and I obviously, which I've said before, I wouldn't be a federalist. I don't believe in the centralization of power and all of that. But smart guy. Hamilton, who of the founding fathers, I like the least. I really think he's a snake. I think he's awful. Really smart. Really smart. A lot of these people that we think of a founding government I'm an anarchist, I'm a voluntarist, and I don't believe in government. But I don't believe in government not because I think I'm smarter than everybody else. I don't believe in government because I don't think it's ethical. And I think that there have been lots of really, really smart people in government, throughout time. I think that, for instance, I don't particularly like Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I think he was a smart guy. I don't particularly like, name half these people that are in government. I'm not a fan, you know, but no one rises to the level of stupidity that we have today. Nowhere could this be more clear than in the recent introduction by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of the Green New Deal, which isn't new. You can also down in the bottom, I'll also have a source to Luke Radowski's coverage with We Are Change of just how this isn't new, what have you. But I thought that it would be fun to kind of go through and show how stupid this is just by running numbers. Now, I'm not usually this huge number person, and I realize that sometimes people get lost in numbers, so I'll try to keep it entertaining. But, and also I want to give you the sources, which are all listed below. But a lot of the information, this is just kind of the top 10 stupid things in this Green New Deal, which isn't a bill, but it is a resolution, and they'll lend itself to becoming a bill, probably piece by piece. They'll try to get this passed. But I want to show how stupid it is with an article that was put out by the Federalist, where it listed the top 10 stupidest things that's in it. And I ran the numbers on some of those stupid things, and I thought that I'd present those to you. And just to also show that this number game has already been proven out, I'll also put Reason did a coverage of the high-speed rails, which was one of the stupid things that she's thought about, in below where it's already failed in California, and the reason is cost. So in the article in the Federalist, they mention that this is how stupid all of these people are. That a number of Democratic presidential hopefuls, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Kirsten Gillibrand, Julian Castro, and Beto O'Rourke have endorsed the Green New Deal or expressed that it is something they could support. So put that into your mind. That's a lot of people, especially on the Democratic side, that have already come out and said. And I've also, within that article, it also points out that it's not just the Democrats. There are a whole lot of Republicans that support it as well, because they're trying to be green, trying to save the world. I'm all for saving the world. I'm all for the environment. Spending every bit of our money is not the way to get there, making it impossible. So I want to add that the majority of this I found really with a simple Google search. Nothing more, nothing less. Just did a really quick Google search. So if I don't have a direct link, you can just use your phone, say Google, blah, whatever it is the question that I'm answering. So most of this is straight out of a Google search. It's not going to be 100% accurate. I'll tell you that right now. It's not going to be. It doesn't need to be to show. Again, this is just the top 10 stupidest things. This is not the cost of the whole thing. This is not figuring in a bunch of other stuff. This is just these 10 things. So the first thing that I wanted to kind of, because this is the way my brain thinks, because I think about economics and things like that. So the first thing I thought of is, I wonder how much money, total, how much money we have in the United States. Because when I'm trying to figure out a budget, I look in my wallet, I see how much money I got, and that means I'm going to put this to bills, I'm going to put this to food, I'm going to put this whatever. So I need to figure out how much money I have to work with, first off. So I looked that up. Again, simple Google search, and there is just over 10, and I'll be doing a lot of rounding. Again, this is not supposed to be concrete, because I think it demonstrates without exactitude how stupid this is. So how much money is there in the United States? Well, according to Google, there is around, it's actually about 10.5, but there's around $10 trillion total money in the United States. 10 million, or 10 trillion. So that's a lot of money just floating around. That's how much wealth there is. To be clear, though, that is a 1 followed by 13 zeros. All right? The U.S. government, according to Google, spent $7.5 trillion last year, assuming that they will spend that the year that the Green New Deal goes into place. We'll just go on and take that 7.5 off of there. Also, there is a total money in the world of $80 trillion. Just put that in your memory banks. Think about that for the future. So let's get into exactly what kind of money and what kind of things she's talking about doing. First of all, she wants to ban affordable energy. The Green New Deal calls for elimination of all fossil fuels. That's oil, natural gas, coal, which happens to be the most affordable kind of energy that we have in this country, and also the most efficient and the most used, As typical, there is no forward thinking, neither solar nor wind. I live here in Indiana. Neither of those. There is no dam, there is no other kind of energy, but neither solar nor wind would be effective in Indiana to power up big towers in Indianapolis or something like that. Wouldn't be effective because there's not that much sun. When I live in Indiana, I don't live in California. There's not that much wind. I'm not in the middle of a windstorm all the time. Tornadoes once in a while, but I don't think we can count on them every day. So I started running the numbers. The average cost, because what she has proposed is to start, basically making all of our homes run off of solar and wind. So I did the numbers. The average cost per unit to power a home is between $25,000 and $35,000. So right out of the gate, we've got 25. And I'm always going to assume that government will do great, even though we all know that's never happened. But we're going to say they're good at budgeting, and we're going to take the lowest possible number. So $25,000. So $25,000, I looked it up, times 127 million homes, that's 3.175 trillion. So that pretty much, that when we subtracted the 7, I didn't even do 7.5, just did 7 off of the 10 trillion that we have. So we took that's $3 trillion. So this one thing brings us down to the grand total of $500 billion in the United States. To be clear, that was 3 trillion divided by the population in the United States was 325.7 million. That is just to make these numbers all kinds of fun. That is for every man, woman, and child in the United States. That is $9,210.93 a person. Everybody gets to pay around $9,000. Everyone, including babies and everybody. So we're not even halfway yet through this list. We're down from trillions to billions. We're down to billions. Billions. B. So, all right. Number 2, she wants to eliminate nuclear energy. She doesn't like it. Just get rid of it. It's about 20% of the American energy generation is generated by nuclear energy. Again, here in Indiana, wind and solar don't work, and she's already eliminated coal, which is the primary, but also oil and natural gas energy. So I don't know what we're going to power with, because now there's nothing. But there is nothing easily monetized in this elimination. Yes, there is stuff that can be monetized. I mean, come on, this is energy production. But for argument's sake, there's nothing that I can easily show that this costs. It's just a stupid and counterproductive idea, because the point of what she's doing is to make things cleaner. One of the cleanest ways right now that is efficient that we have is nuclear power, is nuclear energy. She's just going to get rid of that. So, going farther, number 3, she wants to eliminate 99% of cars. What she wants to do is eliminate fossil fuel using cars. So they're all gone. I don't know if she's put this together because she wants to move everybody to an electric car. She has eliminated all of the power plants. Gone. There is no more oil. None of that. No coal. I don't know where she thinks the energy comes from that plugs into the wall, but I have news for her. I call electric cars coal-burning cars. And the reason I call them coal-burning cars is because their energy comes from usually coal plants. Sometimes nuclear, sometimes other things, but most of the time it comes from coal. So they're coal-burning cars. There'll be nothing burning cars now, but let's just put that aside. We're going to forget that just a little bit. We're going to forget it again. So I figured they're going to act kind of like gas stations. Now, they've not put in, so that for locations of recharging. And she said, we'll have plenty. We'll have plenty of them. They're going to be everywhere. So we're gonna put aside that when I fill up my tank full of gas, it takes roughly 5 minutes to fill it up. What do you think the chances that it's going to take 5 minutes to fill up a electric car that doesn't really get energy? But we forgot that. So how long do you think it's going to take? Generally 5 hours, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. Remember, this 10 years. 10 years from now. So, all right. But let's assume it does work, and we're going to need, about the same amount of those as we have gas stations now. So the number of gas stations in the United States is 114,533. Cost, the cheapest charger I could find was $899. So that is a total of $102,965,167. We'll call it $100 million. Doesn't add $1 for every person. That's good. Doesn't add a full $1 to how much they're pulling out. They already got $9,000 from above. We'll be all right with what's left. So we'll just call that $499,900,000,000. All right. So we've got that out of the way. That's how much is left in American cash. So the next point. She wants to gut and rebuild every building within America. Every building within America. Okay. They want to retrofit every building. Every building. Every single building is going to be gone. So, all right. To be fair, we already retrofitted our houses, right? $25,000. Got some solar panels, we're good. All right, so all that's done. To be fair, so that means that, again, according to Google, 5.6 million commercial buildings and 306,000 government buildings. That's 5,906,000 buildings that we will need to refit. Now, what do you think the chances it's going to cost the same amount, that $25,000, to retrofit the Sears Tower? Probably going to cost a lot more. That's okay. We'll assume it's the same amount. Same amount as just my house. My house up here, going to be the same as Sears Tower. Switch over. $25,000. So to be clear, this is way low. Way low. Like so low. So we take 5,906,000 times 25,000. That is 147,650,000,000. That brings us down to 352,250,000,000 And it costs everybody an extra $45 on top of that $9,000 that we had before. So the next point, she wants to eliminate air travel. She says everything's going to high-speed rail. We're going to deal with that. Again, it's already been tried in California. The Reason article going to be in the bottom. So if it's already been tried, did not work, and it ran out of funding. And it cost a lot more than they thought it was going to. So, could not find the cost of a high-speed rail line. So I just had to use regular lines. We're going to assume that that is a similar number. This is just the track. And what it said was that it costs to do 1 mile of track about $1 million to $2 million. Again, we're going to take the low number. So it would take forever to try to figure out where everybody's going to go. You're going to go from New York to Baltimore. You're going to go to New York to Philadelphia. You're going to go to New York to D.C. You're going to go to New York to Tallahassee. You're going to go from New York to Indianapolis. You're going to go from, all of those different lines. Forget about that. We're going to make us a really big circle. And we're just going to, you're not going to get off. You're going to, this is in no way how it will work out, but this is the best way I can show some costs. That big loop. It's going to be like a big train track when you're playing with it after Christmas. All right, except this was high speed. It's probably going to take an awful long time to get through these places because it's a big loop. But, okay. That's what we're going to do just to demonstrate. So I thought what I would do is take the top 10 most populous cities. They're going to be the ones that need the most rail, and we need Miss Cortez to be able to get to work. So I included as the 11th one, Washington, D.C. So these are the most populous cities. They are New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, Philadelphia, Phoenix, San Antonio, and San Diego, Dallas, and San Jose. So we'll start in Washington, D.C. From D.C. to New York, it's 224 miles. I'm not going to run through, so we're just going D.C. to New York to Philly, Philly to Chicago, Chicago to San Jose, and these are the shortest distances. San Jose to Los Angeles, Los Angeles to San Diego, San Diego to Phoenix, Phoenix to San Antonio, San Antonio to Houston, Houston to Dallas, and Dallas to D.C. That gets us all the way around. All right, all the way back. All right, that total miles is 6,795 miles times a million. That's 6,795 miles. Now, so now we're down to 345,455 million, and add another $20 to everybody having to pay. So I'm guessing, and I didn't figure this part, I'm guessing we're getting really close to that $10,000 mark per person. Which means my household, which has 3 in it, would be $30,000. That's my bill. So anyway, I looked into how much the actual train costs. The answer is between $5 billion and $17 billion. Let's assume that we can fit 10 trains on our giant train circle, and in order to keep up with the demand to travel, that adds $50 billion. So, down to $295,455 million, and another $153 for everyone. Now, keep in mind, that's just a link. The top 10 in D.C. That's it. Not going back. We don't have two-way. Remember, it's just one way from one to the other. $153 per person. We're down to $295 billion. Still got money. Still good to go. All right. Government guaranteed jobs. The bill also promises that everybody gets a wage. Well, we'll assume that people that already have a job, they're not going to get them a job. So, according to Google, a family of 4 needs $58,000 per year to survive. To round that, we'll take the population to 325 million divided by 4, because family of 4, which equals 81,250,000 yearly paychecks. That's per. So and then we have that, and we times that by 58,000. That's 4,712,500,000 500 million. So, now our money's gone. All of it. Nothing's left. So there's no money. None to pay anything for next year because we've insured a bunch of jobs. We've made sure everybody's making the same amount. And so yeah. We don't have any money. We're not quite through the list though of stuff that we have to pay. But on top of all that, we're now in a hole. We owe money. We don't have any money. There's not a penny. There is not a single dime in the United States. And we owe $4,417,045,000,000. So I guess we get them from happy, nice people. So where is that going to come from? There's 60. If the world decides that they're going to pay us, they're going to be down to 66 trillion in the world just because of our ideas at this point. So free education for life. She wants everybody to go to school for free. So we'll start by assuming the education for elementary school through high school is already done because it's already covered in the costs that we've already done. So let's take the average college going to age between 18 and 45 in the census in 2010. And it says that there is 112.8 million people in the age group of 18 to 45, which is generally the people that go to college. Let's say a quarter of them want to go to our now new free college, quarter of them. Which I think is fair because, first of all, you have the 18 to 25 that are almost always going to college. And then, if you're not too old, you might be like, oh, it's free. I can go to college. I can work a better job. I can make more money. So, anyway, so that gives us a grand total of 112 million divided by 4, which is 28 million people, because taking a quarter of it, to go to school. And 28 million times the average cost of a year of college, which public school, not sending them to private school, just public school, government schools. So that's $9,716 for public colleges, rounding. So 28 million times 9,000 is 252 billion. We're owing 66 trillion, 252 billion, or 66 trillion, 252 billion. So a lot. So now we're going to talk about, she wanted to do healthy food. And she wants people to be, be given some food. So there are 38.5 million that are already on food stamps. So we're not going to count them. There are 325 million people. We take 38.5 million off of that. That leaves us 286,500,000 on the yearly. Food stamp cost is $146 per month times 12, which is $1,752 per year, and we'll round that, and that equals 901 billion, 948 million. That's 500 billion. So that brings us up to, or down in the world to 65 trillion, 248 billion. So yeah, but hey, you know what? We're fed. Everybody's got food now. They have to because we don't have any money. So they'd have to get the food. I don't know where the money's come from to get the food because, we don't have any money at all. Not zero. So anyway, but they also want to provide housing. So now, okay, you're getting the point. So she's doing housing. She wants to give people free money. This was covered in income. She wants to ban meat because, their cows fart and contribute to it's stupid. So there's no easy funding. But let's be clear. After all of these numbers were figured, what we wind up owing the world, after we spent every dime, all of our 10 trillion is gone, is $17,511,000,000,000 that the world will have to foot for us. That's twice as much money as we spent. It's actually almost 3 times as much money as we spent. So I looked at who has money. I took the after the United States, the most wealthiest country in the world, the top 5 after that, which, to be clear, is China, Japan, UK, Germany, and India. And again, if I'm reaching in my wallet, I want to know how much money I got. Well, China has $39.9 trillion or worth of currency. So they might give us half their money, 17 trillion, maybe. We wouldn't count on it. So maybe we can look to our allies. Remember, Japan's on that list, UK, Germany, India. Maybe they like us. Maybe they can help us out. Of course, Japan has 5.6 trillion. The UK has 2.6 trillion. Germany has 4.3 trillion, and India has 12.8 trillion. So we're really going to need to take all their money, every bit of it, for the most part. India might be able to keep a little bit of theirs, maybe, to pay for the stupid plan that people have bought. So, what do you think the chances are of that happening? 0. There's no chance of that happening. There was never a chance of any of that happening. Never once, because we're dumb. We are stupid. We are buying it because it is an impossible idea. It cannot happen. It will not happen. And they knew that a long time ago. So why are they doing this? Very simply, two reasons why they're doing it. One, Miss Cortez has once, eventually, probably to be the president. She is seen as a darling among Democrats. She's being pumped up, and she wants to get reelected. Those mean old whoever wouldn't let her help the environment. That's why things are bad. It's a political tool. It is nothing more. There's no way to pay for it. No way. It cannot be paid for. We don't have enough money to pay for it. And you can say, well, we'll just print more money. That's called inflation. You start printing more money, stuff starts costing more money. You're not going to come up with any more money. We only have so much money, and there's no point. This was all political. Every bit of it was to dupe stupid people to vote for her again. Get people to say, but she's trying. She came out on stage, was in a big popular video, just saying how corrupt things are. And I frankly agreed with half what she said. She's right. Moneyed interests are paying off lobbyists, and lobbyists are paying off congressmen. All of that's true. Her solution is to give those people more power. Her solution is to give the power to these congressmen. That is the absolute meaning of stupidity. You have to take the power away. You have to bring things back to the local governments, if governments at all, because at least you'd have some kind of control. It'd make it really expensive if somebody trying to buy off somebody wanted to do it in a decentralized system, and let's just say states alone, we've gotten rid of the federal government and we're to the states, then we, if we get it to that level, there are 50 states with huge, if you look at the way things are now, with senates and House of Representative members, Congress, that's a lot of people if you're doing it in every state that you have to pay off, not just 200 senators and a few representatives. That's the problem, is that the paying them off. And this isn't a new idea. Patrick Henry predicted this Back when this country was founded, it was one of his arguments to why we didn't need to do this, why the Constitution was bad, was because he pointed out that there were like 500 representatives in England, which is like the size of Indiana. And they had a huge amount of corruption. So in a country the size, at that time, 3 or 4 times the size of England, it was dumb. It's really dumb now. Really dumb. It is the peak of stupidity. So it's not the point. So that was number 1. Number 2 is to get her reelected. Number 2 is to piss off the other side. They play this game constantly. I'll get back to it with Trump. They play this game constantly. You over there are bad. And they have, with her, given the Republicans lots to talk about. They'll use this video if they're smart. The whole point of this video is that they're not smart. but it's really dumb. And it's obviously dumb to people that think, to people that figure things, like myself. It doesn't make any economic sense whatsoever because there is no free lunch. Things aren't free, so it doesn't make any sense. Government doesn't have money. And many Republicans know that, and they get mad, and they can prove how stupid she is. So it divides them, and it keeps us fighting each other, one to the other, which is exactly what Trump does. The dumbest thing he has ever talked about, probably, is this stupid wall that will cost billions and billions of dollars to build and do nothing. Down below, I will have a video where we show a Mexican laughing his behind off because 40% of all illegal immigrants to this country from Mexico come in the air. No. He even laughs and said, how tall are you going to build these walls? You going to stop planes with them? I also included down below a special that Penn and Teller did for their show Bullshit, where they discuss immigration. And one of the things that they show is they build a wall. It's funny. I suggested it's down below. But they build a wall using illegal immigrants to build this wall to see how you could get through it, how you can beat the wall, and how long it takes to beat the wall. Now, to be fair, when they did it, and I'm kind of taking away their thunder if you do want to watch it, but the quickest way was actually through the wall, because they have 3 different ways: over it, under it, and through it. Going through the wall, just kicking it down, beating it, and tearing it apart with nothing more than some wire cutters. And they got through in less than 5 minutes. It was the easiest way. Now, people will argue they're going to build a better wall. It's going to be a great wall. It's bigly. It's going to be awesome, I'm sure. So they're going to have this huge concrete wall and cost more money. But they're going to have this great wall. So that won't be an option. Okay, over and under. Cannot build down too far. Can't build up too far. So neither of them took more than 5 minutes to get through. Neither one. And they have barbed wire on the top. 5 minutes. So we're going to spend billions and billions of dollars to buy 5 minutes. And remember, if they do actually get through it, they only got to get through it once. So you're going to only lose 5 minutes once, if that's the case. They go under it, they go over it. It'll have to be 5 minutes every time. It's stupid. It is dumb. And it is designed to further the idiocracy. It is designed to have Democrats saying how stupid it is. It is designed to get people mad at Trump for spending money in an emergency. It's not a freaking emergency. Even if you do believe, which I don't believe in these magic lines. I don't believe in government, so I don't believe that if you draw an imaginary line in the sand, that line matters a bit. to the movement of people. Freedom of movement is a freedom. So I don't care. Now, if I own land, if I have land, and I don't want people coming on it, that's my right to say you can't come on my land. That's a property right border. It's different. I think we should empower people to protect their property rights. And if you don't want criminals coming over, get the people making sure criminals don't come over voluntarily. But Trump is just as dumb, and his people are just as dumb. My advice to those Democrats that might watch this is don't be dumb. Don't be just like Trump. Don't be like these Trump people following the leader. These people are lying to you. Stop being stupid. It continues to get dumber and dumber and dumber. I didn't think we could get dumber than George W. Bush. I just didn't. I thought he was the stupidest person we could possibly have as a president. And then we got Trump. I will grant you, Obama's smarter than that. Still pretty dumb. Did a lot of dumb things. But Trump's got all that beat. He is really dumb. Now, for those that, Trump's smart and he's playing a game. No, he's not. And it's not that he actually is dumb. And I don't think that Ms. Cortez is actually dumb. I think that they are playing on stupid people. People that want to follow. People that want to do what they're told. Stop doing what you're told. This game that they're playing of pitting stupid people against stupid people has to end. The idiocracy cannot happen. How we defeat that is by returning power to the people. Stop putting stupid people in charge. That's what you're going to get when you keep doing this. Unethical people aren't smart. They're just not. Put ethical people in charge of your community, where you can watch them, where you can know what they're doing. In my little town, I know what they do. I see it. I have an option to go and watch them, and have. I've participated in them making decisions. You know, it was partly because of my activism that we aren't trying to get 5G in my little town. Because I saw that beyond the safety issues and beyond the privacy issues, I saw that it's too expensive for my little town to pay for. So I went and convinced them of that too. It worked. I'm not getting high-speed internet. Well, we're not getting 5G. We're looking at other ways to improve our internet experience. Obviously, I have internet here. Stop being dumb. Think for yourself. You own yourself. You're in charge of yourself. Stop following them down the rabbit hole of stupidity. Technology is great. It is not your intelligence. Stop relying on it. Stop relying on the nightly news. We have been seen over and over again how it's manipulating stupid people to do stupid things. I don't want an idiocracy, and it's getting worse and worse. I don't want a democracy. I don't want somebody ruling me. I don't want a ruler. I want localized government where I voluntarily participate. That's what I want. I hope that's what you want too. If you like this video, please like down below, share. If you're watching this on BitChute, please, I would appreciate a little bit of money. I'm trying to improve my production. And follow me on Twitter. Find me on Facebook, Voluntary Visions. Thank you.